Hey guys, this is Dr. City from Powerflow Chiropractic. Today's topic is vacations and why they're so important for you. As always, I make these videos to improve the health of you, your family, and friends. If you're new to these videos, welcome. If you're following me for some time, welcome back. I really appreciate your support. As always, if you learned something from this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's jump into today's topic, which is vacations. So as always, I will tell you my personal journey. I think for a long time, I've definitely gone on trips. I've gone on vacation, but I realized looking back, I think I was very focused, very driven. I always felt uncomfortable, I think, taking time off. And thankfully, my wife would always remind me, yes, we should. You know, it's important and we're going to go over those points. And I think now as I get older, I realize it. And if you can learn from my experience, I would say to you, make vacations a priority. And it depends on where you're at and how it looks. I mean, you can totally customize for your situation. Maybe if you are launching a business or if you're in the middle of a huge project at work and it doesn't seem like you can take one right away, I respect that. I've definitely been there. But over time, what I'm talking is what are some things we can do in the big picture and the value of them and why going to vacation is critical for your health. And we'll go over the research as well, but it really has to be actually part of your health regimen. The benefits are so huge. So let's jump into that. And actually, even before I get into the exact benefits, here's the analogy I wanted to share with you. So I want you to imagine that you're like a big bucket of water. So going to work, just dealing with all the hustle bustle, all the action and everything. Every day when you go, it just takes a little bit, away. And then when you come home, maybe you have family obligations and stuff, and we don't realize that we're just go, go, go. And even if we're enjoying things, it just over time, that bucket just starts to come down. And then what can happen over time, we start to see symptoms that maybe we are starting to feel more tired. Maybe the body generates pain, maybe your mood or focus or things are getting compromised. So it's something that, as always, the biggest thing I want you to walk away with when you watch these videos is always have a proactive mentality. We teach our patients that with chiropractic, you want to be proactive with the spine. Don't wait for it to fall apart. Obviously, correct it, but once you correct it, maintain it on a proactive basis with your exercise. Don't wait till there's a major health crisis. Be proactive with exercise, obviously, your teeth. Every part of your life where you are proactive, you're going to be better for it. And that includes making time to take a break. The benefits, again, are just so huge. And I also want to clarify, too, there's two types of vacation. I think there's the vacation I've gone where sometimes, I don't know if you've ever heard this expression, but I need a vacation from my vacation. That is not an ideal situation. I think there's times where you want a vacation just to totally relax and come back refreshed. And I feel like this video, we're kind of focusing definitely more on that end. There are certain vacations where you're going to go and it's going to be like a lot of excitement, a lot of stimulation. And if you're choosing that, that's different. I'm talking more about the benefits of vacation, but when I'm coming from a place of rejuvenation, that you come back, you're fresh, whether it's school or work or whatever it is, you're ready to go to that next level. You're ready to put out more energy when you come back because you're so refreshed. So that's kind of the theme of what we're talking about. So obviously, as a doctor of chiropractic, really focusing on wellness, I'm going to advocate going on a vacation, getting refreshed. And here's the cool thing I want to share with you as well. I'm a huge advocate of staycations as well. Of course, traveling and having all that fun is good, and there's a time and place for that. But there's nothing wrong, too, that sometimes maybe due to time constraints, maybe due to budget constraints or whatever it is, staying home and resting and doing the proper things to rejuvenate is also very valuable. So let's get into that, some of the benefits. And also, there's so much I want to pack into this video, so I just want to make sure I share everything. Let's even start with, yes, we know it's beneficial. We're going to go into the research. How often should you be taking a vacation? And honestly, when I look back at my life, I wish I took more breaks more often. But what I would say to you as a kind of general rule, and again, see what works for you, I would recommend, if you can, about anywhere from every 60 to 90 days, some kind of break. Maybe that means adding an extra day to a weekend, a long weekend. 60 to me would be really ideal. I think every 2 months taking some kind of break would be good, but at least every 90 days. And then if things are just really hectic, I guess every 6 months, but now you're kind of stretching it. I've met people where sometimes they haven't, had a vacation in a long time, which I don't recommend. You do need a break. And sometimes you don't even realize you need a break. So I would say every 60 to 90 days. What does the research say about a good vacation? So again, this is a very personal thing. I think if things are just like you're not in a place where you can really take a vacation, I would suggest that even adding, like I said, a few extra days. The research generally says 8 days, but again, customize for yourself. Maybe you're the kind of person, after 3 days, you're like, okay, I'm good, I'm ready to go back. Listen to your body, but make an effort. And another suggestion I would also say is if you have maybe 4 weeks vacation, my suggestion would be to break it up through the year. Now, you may have an option where you can take the full month off, and maybe that works for you, but when I start thinking of the body kind of like in rhythms, I think what would make more sense is, every 60 to 90 days, taking some time off. And I would recommend maybe having a week halfway through the year, and then maybe around the holiday time, around Christmas time, something like that. But more of an extended break, but having little breaks in between. Again, these are my recommendations. See what works for you, see what your company allows, your business allows, but make it a priority and really tell yourself that, if I'm looking at my health and wellness over a long term, yes, vacations, taking breaks, whether you're traveling, whether you're staying home, it's an absolute necessity. And yes, I'm going to say that vacations are a necessity. Now, let's go into some of the research and what they found looking at the benefits of vacation. So the biggest thing obviously is when you go on vacation, your stress levels drop if you're doing it properly, if you're resting and you're getting refreshed. And as you know, as a chiropractor, the biggest thing affects the spine is stress. So naturally, if you have less stress, you're gonna physically feel better. I mean, even if you go with less stimulation in the nerve system, and if you have, let's say someone has chronic headaches or back pain or anything, obviously if they take a little break from work, the body has a chance to recover. I like to think of a vacation, if you think about it, why do we sleep? Sleep is when we heal and recover. So when you take a vacation, it's kind of like taking that sleep and going to the next level. You're really giving your body a chance to heal and recover. So you want to have less stress, obviously, and less stress means less pain. And then if you have less stress in the system, obviously, and there's research supporting this as well, there's mental benefits. You get to actually just relax. Emotionally, people obviously are happier, they're feeling better. And then with that, you have to remember that and I'm jumping a little bit lower on that list. When you go back to your work environment, when you go back to school, you'll actually think differently and look at things differently. Maybe there's certain challenges or problems you've had, but the research has shown that when you go back, you're creative, you have more energy, you're looking at things in a different way, which totally makes sense. As well, what I would recommend, and I'll go into some details about this, is that getting more rest, getting that extra sleep is always going to be a good thing, which you should be doing on your vacation. Another thing is that as you get more sleep, you're going to get your energy back up. So you go back to work again and you're going to feel refreshed. You'll be there for your family and friends. Another thing they found is generally taking vacations, these people live longer also because they have less heart attacks, less heart disease, blood pressure, those kind of things. It seems to also, anytime you relax the system, I don't know if you know this, but when someone is working too much and they're stressed too much, it affects the nerve system. So having that time to relax is obviously going to help with a healthier nerve system. It obviously helps the heart. So let's say in general, people should be taking vacations, but if you have a heart history, I would say to you watching this video, it's even more critical to take vacations. And if you've had a history of high blood pressure, if you've had a history of a heart attack and you've survived, making time for vacations, again, it's a non-negotiable. And you have to decide what it looks like, how many days off, but your new mentality should be, wow, this is not like a bonus luxury, it's mandatory. You need to take that time off to let the body recover. We'll talk about how it also helps relationships, going back to where we talked about being productive. And then also, again, the bottom line, if you take vacations, it will improve your quality of life. And according to the research as well, you're going to live longer. Obviously, if the heart's doing better, if all the systems have a chance to rest, everything statistically will be on your side so you can live a better and longer life. So how are we envisioning, and what are some things I like to do on a vacation? So I think a big thing would be decluttering. I find it very satisfying. It feels so good to donate stuff, get rid of stuff you're not using. I would start with even maybe your car or a favorite part of your house or your garage or things like that. But so here's what I want to share with you. So use this vacation time to have fun. If you totally want to veg out and do nothing, I respect that. But if I can make a suggestion, if you have enough time, declutter, maybe donate stuff, as I said, get rid of stuff you're not using anymore, and almost imagine that like it's a clean palette, it's like a clean slate. You're going to start fresh and you kind of want to reboot the system. What else you should be doing, as I said, and I was joking about it before, but you don't want to go on a vacation and say, I need to go on another vacation to recover from that vacation because I'm white. So what I would recommend is during this time off that you have, lots of sleep. Turn off that alarm clock if you can, sleep in, take a lot of naps. The goal is healing. We want to heal. Vacation means that I want to go into a healing state. I'm going to do everything in my power to help my body rejuvenate itself. And the more rest you get, it's obviously a positive for the body. I would also recommend that you do more stretching, in the morning and before you go to bed. Just getting the body, in a very, very relaxed, positive state. I would also make a point. Now, obviously on vacation, we want to try different foods, and the food might be a little bit more rich than usually what we eat. It might be more exotic, and I get it, and I've definitely been there. But I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but why not eat more healthy meals, have more of the veggies, have the fruits, eat better food. So again, your goal should be that you feel refreshed and rejuvenated, not worn out after a vacation. I think another thing I'd recommend is maybe exploring, go somewhere where you wanted to. Make sure you have fun, however that looks. That'll be different for different people. Maybe it meant going on a certain hike or exploring somewhere different that you've always wanted to. Again, that'll be up to you as well. Maybe there's just some books you wanted to catch up on and you really wanted to read and enjoy. Maybe just watching a couple of movies you wanted to catch up on as well. So make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're doing stuff like that. And if you're into reading, I would recommend that's a great time to obviously read a book or maybe get an audio book on something. So you're using this as an opportunity to refresh. You want to go back just feeling really strong when you go back to work. And then this is going a little deeper. So what I would also do, and again, so these are all suggestions. So if you want to just veg and do nothing, that's cool. If you want to do a little decluttering, that's cool. Some stretching, lots of sleep. But my recommendation also, just food for thought, if you want to consider this, is start looking at your life and just saying, okay, how can I improve different parts of my life? So maybe use this time to self-reflect and self-improve and ask yourself, okay, maybe if you're watching this and you're like, okay, how is my prayer time, my meditation time? Is there anything I can do to enhance it? Do I want to extend that time? Do I want to change it up? Again, that's a very personal question, but maybe making more time, changing the times you do your prayer, meditation, whatever works for you. Looking at your health rituals and just asking yourself, hey, how am I doing with my exercise? Do I need to do more cardio? Do I need to do more resistance? How do I change it up? How do I keep it exciting? What's something new I can do that after this vacation is over, I'll be good? And just self-reflect and say, actually, my workout's going great. Awesome. Good to hear that. But if you're like, yeah, could be better. I started pretty strong, in January, February, March. I kind of fell off the track. I got to get back onto it. So look at that. Your relationships, I would tell you, man, for your relationships, when you have that vacation time, when you kind of unplug from work, what you want to do is just check in with your family. Just how are we doing? How can we be closer to each other? Check in with your friends. Have a chance to step back and say, how are my relationships doing? Is there someone I need to get in touch with? Is there someone I need to call, text, whatever that is? That was a great person, I just want to connect with them again, something like that. And then even here's a bigger thing, and this is very extensive. It's even looking at your career and just saying, how's my career going? Do I want to work more or less? Do I want a different responsibility within that corporation? Do I want to change my career path? There's a lot of questions we can ask ourselves, but I think what I'm trying to say with this video is that we should use the vacation to have fun. We need it. It's mandatory. The health benefits are just huge, so it's there. But if we really want to go next level, we should use it as a point to reflect on our lives, look at ourselves and say, what can we do better so that when I go back? And then imagine you do this over the course of a year and over several years and over a decade, your life is just going to go in a really positive direction, which is what I want for you. So thank you so much for watching this video. As a reminder, every Monday I'll be putting out a new health tip, new things you can do for you, your family, and friends. Again, if you enjoyed something, if you learned something as well, you can put it in the comments. But if you are learning something of value, please like, share, subscribe. I will be here next Monday, wishing you only good energy, good health, all the best. Always feel powerful, and God bless you and your family.